Good afternoon. So I just wanted to come on and make a quick video about something that's going on in my life right now. And maybe this will help others and maybe it'll help me because I am a single mother and navigating life, and my kids are getting older. So I have a sixth grader, a fifth grader, and a second grader. Definitely having two children that are entering, that middle school realm, that puberty, changing emotions, changing hormones, and, a lot of sexual reproduction going on. So, as of late, I have encountered the fact that my children, and even the 8-year-old, have been searching online for things like boobs, and that's at the lower level for the youngest one, and the older one literally looking at like anime porn and things like that. And so I didn't do anything, right? Found this out, didn't do anything, have just sat with myself to think about it. And the first thing is that I don't want to shame my children for having very normal sexual interests, or, wanting to know about relationships or anything like that. I've always been very open with them and not really been able to know what was appropriate and what wasn't. And at least at this point, I feel like I have a little bit better understanding of what may be appropriate to talk about, what may be a bit advanced. But I don't want to shame them, right? And I think about, because immediately, the first thing you kind of want to get angry, or why are you looking at this, and what are you doing, and whatever. But I didn't do that. I slept on it. And so when I think about what I was doing at 12, honestly, I was having full-blown cyber sex with probably pedophiles on the internet at 12. I was definitely going to the library and getting those romance novels, which are definitely pornographic reading materials. I had, at one point in time, someone threw away like a massive amount of comic books and just books. And so me and my brother grabbed them all up, and he sold a lot of the comic books to the stores. But I found pornographic comic book, and I saved that one. And then I also had Madonna's sex book. And so I had this at age 12. And I, I wasn't sexually active until I was in my 20s, early 20s, But I definitely had some interest, and I definitely have been waiting for, I don't want to call it the fallout of just the access to so much on the internet. And I had access to the internet at a young age, but definitely not to what is available now. So right now I am preparing myself to handle the situation with my children. And the first thing that I went to, of course, me being me, so we're gonna read some books. So I'm on Amazon getting books for them. The first books I kind of looked at there's some body books about, there's one I'm getting my son called Guy Stuff, and the one for my daughter, I'm gonna get her, I have this Amazon, actually, my Amazon account pulled up. This is, if you can see that, I don't know, but one of them is called The Care and Keeping of You. It's a body book for girls, for older girls, and then a Body's Boy book. Okay, but past that, it's like, okay, y'all need to really get a little bit better understanding of your body, puberty, periods, all that. But the sexual stuff, but I found some great materials. I'm like, wow, okay, people are really having books. So this one is called They Asked You What, and it's a middle school book, and it's about kind kind of the questions that kids ask at that age and what they're thinking about and what they're doing in middle school. Like, I remember in 5th grade, kids coming to school vividly explaining and detailing the pornography they had watched over the weekend. And this is before the internet. This is before everybody had a cell phone or anything like that. This was in 1995. So the book it seems pretty like it goes straight forward. You know, kids are asking some serious questions. That kind of, you might be a little shocked, but it's like when we were that age, like kids were saying all the word, like, what did you not know about? Honestly, what did you not know about? And so anyways, I just said all that to say us millennial parents and how we're choosing to parent our kids don't necessarily know what the best thing is, but I definitely wish that my parents had more dialogue with me. My mother did. I did remember she bought me a Iyanla Vanzant book, more about like my emotions and stuff like that. But I never had a conversation about a period. I never had a conversation about anything in a serious manner. You know, it was like, it seemed like it was very open where I could talk to my mom about anything, but it was a lot of times kind of crass and in a joking way. So I really feel that these books, they're like candid. You know, there's so many of them now that I've gotten on here and I looked, especially, you know, to talk to teens and, you know, preteens about sex in a real way. One thing I read is the most searched, the top 3 or top 5 things searched for kids under the age of 18 is porn. So there's that. So it's like, anyways, I just decided to get these books and I'm going to let them read them. And I got my kids like notebooks. They have plenty of notebooks. They don't really use them that much, but I've definitely given them notebooks and say, you can write me a letter if you want to write me a letter about something. But they're really good at like asking me questions because I answer them. And so that's what I'm going to do in this situation, and definitely want to protect my child. One thing that I did notice that was searched in addition to the anime porn was some type of anime rape. And I found like some videos where it was like musically raping people, and I didn't like that. So that threw me off. So we're definitely going to have conversations about respect and about abuse and what is abusive. And I think that so many people in our society now, and the way that we observe sex and sexuality, is honestly very abusive. A lot of pornography is heavily abusive. It's literally people that are in real life in the sex trade. Then you have just, you know, people being picked up off the street and people just being you know, physical violence to women, and the over sexualization of youth, and just inappropriate behavior that does not stem from the love and the connection and the beauty and the basic human nature of sex. Sex is beautiful. Sex is necessary. Sex is life. But it's very serious. It's very serious, and I don't think people take it seriously enough, and they don't, and because they don't have the knowledge, they don't have the education. So I'm gonna learn some things myself, I'm sure. Honestly, it's one of my favorite subjects. I was a little inappropriate when I was 12 on the internet with the pedos, but I learned a lot, and I've always been interested in learning. And so when I was a kid, I definitely watched MTV Sex Talk. I watched Dr. Ruth anytime she was on anything, and I watched Real Sex on HBO because I had cable in my room, and I watched whatever I wanted. And so I learned a lot. And so I learned a lot about sex. I even learned about sex magic. That's a whole nother subject. But I'm definitely an advocate of safety. I'm an advocate of respect. I'm an advocate of love. I'm an advocate of doing things in a godly manner. And so I just want to be able to provide that with my kids, and actually looking this stuff up and thinking about it and kind of wanting to prepare myself. I'm kind of excited about it at this point. I'm not irritated or bothered anymore because I was a little like taking your cell phone away. But we're going to figure it out. So talk to your kids about the sex. Read some books. Read some for yourself because it makes it a lot better. The more you know, the more you do. So that's all. Have a good weekend.